This video will serve as a basic orientation to the two types of ultrasound units we will be using for PTA 103 lab. The first is our tabletop unit. This will look much like the tabletop e-stim units that we have in lab. Two distinguishing factors of the ultrasound: they'll have hooks on the side that are appropriate for the sound head storage. And this is a blue color, whereas the e-stim ones are gray. To turn the machine on, there's a button in the upper left-hand corner. You should see a display on the screen. If you don't see the display, you can check a dial in the back that changes the brightness of the screen and set it appropriately. There's a toggle switch in the center of the machine. Using the up toggle, you can change the duty cycle of the ultrasound. Using the right, you can change the display from watts to watts per centimeter squared. The down arrow shows what frequency we're going to be using, either 1 megahertz or 3.3. And the left arrow is the sound head warmer. You choose the time for your treatment with the up and down toggle button that is set for time. And the intensity of the output has its own button as well. These can be changed anytime during the treatment. That is why they are not located on the toggle. For ultrasound operation, you need to have a sound head. These come in many different sizes, and you choose the one that is appropriate for the body part that you'll be treating. We will talk about how you choose that when we talk about the operation of the actual machine and dispersing ultrasound. For now, we're just going to show the basics of how to set the machine up. You're going to have to plug the sound head into the front of the machine. You'll notice that there is an outlet there. The plug will only go in one direction. You plug that in appropriately. You'll notice that there is a light on your sound head. If the light is not illuminated, this means that there's no energy coming through. Okay? We're not going to start the machine until we're actually applying the ultrasound to a patient. To start the machine, we'll hit the start button. It will begin running the time. If we forget to set the intensity, or the intensity is at 0, the light will not show. Okay. This will let you know that there's power coming through the sound head as you're doing your treatment. To pause the treatment at any time, you hit the pause button. The light will go off. It'll indicate there's no power coming through the sound head. And to resume that treatment again, you're just going to hit start. To stop your treatment completely, if you're not going to resume, you hit the stop button. That will take you back and reset all of your parameters. That's the basic operation of our tabletop unit. We also have our tower unit. The tower unit is capable of ultrasound and e-stim. And the basic operations are the same. However, the buttons are a little bit different. To power this machine on, there is a switch located behind the screen on the back of the machine. And you would just turn that to turn the screen on. It'll take a moment to power up. And then this is going to give you options. It's going to look like a touch screen, but if you try to touch, it's not going to take you very far. You're going to choose ultrasound, and it's going to tell you that your ultrasound applicator is not plugged in. If you open the front of the machine, this is where you'll find the outlet for the ultrasound plug. And simply plug it into the appropriate slot. There are a couple, so you have to make sure you have it in the correct one. Once it's plugged in, you'll see that it'll take you to the screen and allow you to set your parameters. If you want to edit any of the preset parameters, you're going to hit the edit key, and it's going to allow you to change your duty cycle, your frequency, that type of thing. Okay, if you want to edit the time, it's this button here. You can decrease the time or increase the time. To return to your treatment, you're going to hit the return key. Now you're ready to apply to your patient. To increase the intensity of what's going to come to your patient, you'll use the dial. Okay? And we will talk about proper intensity when we talk about the actual operation of the machine. To begin output, you're going to have to hit start. Okay. To pause the treatment, if you want to take a moment and change something, or you want to resume your treatment, you're going to pause and hit start to go right back where you were. If you need to stop the treatment for any reason and you don't plan to resume the treatment, you can hit the stop. That's going to take you back to the beginning screen and everything will start over. This is a basic orientation of the machine. You will have more time in lab with these machines, but this gives you an introduction to the ultrasound units.